Hey Bookworms, it's me Amanda. Today I'm here with another Hooked on Books video. Before I get into that, I would just like to apologize for my sudden 2-week absence on this channel. It was not intentional, but a lot of stuff has been going on in my personal life, and so if you guys would be so kind as to check the description box for an explanation as well as a little bit of an update as to what this means for my channel, that would be greatly appreciated, so I don't confuse you guys and make you guys wonder and worry about where the heck I have been, because I hope you guys are enjoying watching these videos enough to miss them when they're gone. But anyway, if you haven't watched my very first ever Hooked on Books video where I explain what the heck is happening in this series, I will have it linked below where you can watch it. It's about the Percy Jackson series. But right now I'm going to be talking about a series that a lot of the people, I have a feeling a lot of the people that watch my channel are going to love, and it is the Mortal Instruments book series. I have all of the books. They are behind me over here. I have all of the copies that are out, and they're all in paperback. This short little one here is City of Lost Souls. My sister got me that for Christmas, and she got it from the UK. So the UK has different book sizes, so that's why that one looks differently. It's the little Clary book of my bunch, so, you know. If you guys don't know what the Mortal Instruments is and want to learn more, I will have the Amazon.com link to the very first book in the description box so you guys can take a peek and see if you like the series, because I'm not going to give you a review, I'm just going to kind of talk about why I like the series and things like that. You'll know all this if you already saw my first video, so I'm going to shut up and just kind of start talking about the fantastic series by Cassandra Clare. So, yeah. My first exposure to the Mortal Instruments books was actually, I think I was about 12 or 13, so maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I was a member of this fandom page on Facebook where people talked about Harry Potter, Hunger Games, and Rick Riordan books. And one of the girls that was adminning the page, she was a bit older than me, and she was talking about, in our group chat, she was talking about this other book series with a couple of her other friends that were in the chat. And they were talking about some guys named like Jace and Alec and Agnes and stuff like that and how hot they were. And I remember just going on there, and the first thing I ever thought about the Mortal Instruments was, Jace? That's a really weird name. I'm not even kidding, that's what I thought. So anyway, I asked my friend what it was about, and she told me that it was kind of like a fantasy sort of young adult novel. So I decided to give it a try, and at 13, I was pretty conservative. I mean, I'm conservative now, relatively speaking, but I was really conservative back then. I didn't really read a lot of books that that normal teenagers my age read. I was still really careful just because of how I grew up and how I decided I wanted to be. So I remember starting to read the books, and then I came across the subject of homosexuality in the book, and I was uncomfortable, and I decided to stop reading. So I never finished the first book. I barely remembered any of the first book until this year. The hype came up for the Mortal Instruments movie, and I was curious, not because I liked the idea of the movie, but I was curious because something about the City of Bones, that title, kind of clicked in my head, and I was like, what is this? So I went back to Walmart a few days after I first heard about the movie, watched the movie trailer, thought it was pretty good, wanted to go see the movie, and then I went to Walmart and I saw the cover for City of Bones, and I remembered it instantly. I was like, that's the book series with that weird kid named Jace! And my sister thought I was crazy, but I picked up the book again and started to read, and at that point, you know, I was like completely fine with worldly things like that, and I was like, okay, this is cool, I'm gonna give this another try. So, yeah, I ripped through the whole series in about a week, and it was basically love at second read, I guess. Well, seeing as the series isn't finished yet, there's one more book to go. It will be out in May. I don't know how I feel about finishing the series. All I can tell you is that I'm probably going to cry because that series was fantastic, and when it ends, I'm going to be very, very sad. And there's going to be a lot of death, so I'm not looking forward to that. Thank you, Cassandra Clare. Don't kill people. Why? Anyway, I will say this. When I finished the last book in the series that was out, it broke my heart because my favorite couple broke up, and they were really cute, and they were really, 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 really good for each other, and really cute, and so I put down the book and I just sort of stared at it like, why did you do this? And then my sister read the book and she just kind of looked at me like I was crazy because she's like, oh my gosh, they broke up, Alec and Magnus, why? And like, they're the cutest couple ever, but at the same time I do understand that Alec did kind of screw up in a huge way, and Magnus kind of didn't let Alec explain himself, and that's a really messed up relationship right there, and they're both hot messes, but come on, page 511 is going to kill me. Seriously, if they don't get back together, I'm going to have to hurt somebody, but at the same time I understand that it is necessary for the plot. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, but Alec, Magnus, get your crap together. Let's go. Like I said before, my first thoughts on the series were that there was a gay guy. Some person had the name Jace, which was the weirdest name I could ever think of, and it wasn't really my cup of tea. But over 2 years, my interest grew and changed, and so did I, and so when I went back and read it, I was instantly in love because I loved the fantasy action-adventure genre. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm there, let's go. So my first thoughts, my first thoughts were that it was weird, that guy had a weird name. My second thoughts when I was 15, this past year in reading it, I think my first thoughts were probably, there's a crap ton of characters, they're all really well developed, and I really liked this Simon kid, because I instantly could relate to Simon, because I think a lot like him, I think, and my mom agreed with that, because we watched the movie with my mom, and she was like, yeah, Amanda, you're Simon, and I'm like, fantastic, thank you, that's really nice. I kind of already answered this, whoops, but I do relate a lot to Simon, just because he's sort of, it's hard to explain. I think he's kind of torn between, in earlier books, okay, he doesn't want to give up Clary, and it's because he likes her, like, romantically, but I think it's also because he's afraid that she's going to turn into one of the Shadowhunters, like the heartless, cruel maniacs. And so I think he's afraid of seeing his best friend that he's like practically grown up with. He's afraid to see her turn into a ruthless killing machine. He doesn't want that for her. And so I can relate to him in that way where like, we both have this tendency to hold on really, really tightly to the way things were, and we just want to keep everything how it was. And, we just have that sort of overprotective streak. And the same thing for Alec, too. I relate a lot to Alec because I'm an older sibling. I have a younger sister who's 2 years younger, like Alec does. And we both have that sort of, like, older sibling, I need to protect you, I need to make sure you're safe. Even though they don't appreciate it, it's just like, no, you are staying, I'm keeping you in my little cage, and you can't go anywhere, little sibling, but... and then also, Alec doesn't like people disrupting his routine, so he's just like, no, I have my world, I have my life, don't screw with it. I'm not as, like, uptight about it as Alec is, but I'm still like, I have my people, I have my world, and the second something else comes into it that I don't particularly want there, I'm not exactly very happy. So, there you go. I think I also relate a little bit to Clary just because, I am of a creative mind, and I have that sort of sarcastic way of viewing the world, and it's not a bad thing, it's just how I am, and also I will do literally anything to keep my sibling figure, you know, like Simon has her sibling figure, my sibling, also sibling figure, I do anything to keep her safe, like, it's not even a question, so I'm just like, yeah, that's... That's fantastic. Although, to be fair, I can't draw to save my life, so we're good on that. I can't draw. Sorry. I thought the movie adaptation was good. There were definitely some things they could have done better. I wish they would have included more of several elements, but there's only so much you can fit in into 2 hours of a movie. I did particularly love that they used lines from the books, like the witty, sarcastic, funny, Jace lines, like those were the best, and I'm so glad they put those in there. And I remember sitting in the theater and watching it when it came out, and I was like grinning like an idiot. And then I remember when I was reading the books, I was like, oh, they're gonna screw up Magnus, they're gonna mess him up so much in the movie. Like, he was the best character ever in the book, and they're gonna screw him up. And then scene cuts to Godfrey Gao, and it's like, oh wait, hold on a second, he actually looks like Magnus, right down to the eyeliner. And the not wearing pants thing, I'm not so sure about. I was about ready to die from secondhand embarrassment, but at the same time I can't stop smiling because it's hilarious, and I'm totally imagining Magnus not wearing pants, and then he gets teased endlessly, and just random stuff like that. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, I think the movie adaptation could have been better, but it also could have been way, way worse. And I also thought the cast was really good, like just who they picked and how they made them look like actual Shadowhunters. I really appreciated the attention to detail and the runes and everything, so definitely I think that they did a pretty good job, all things considered. I really hope they make a movie out of City of Ashes, because I would definitely go watch that. But yeah, I feel like I'm saying definitely a lot. Sorry. Boy. Definitely not the Silent City, because that place would creep me out. Not so much because I was walking around on the bones of dead guys. I would just be like, creepy monks. Hello. So definitely not the Silent City. I don't have any fandom merch, which is very sad. The only thing I can think of that I have that might be considered fandom merch is actually more of a companion, and it's the Shadowhunters Codex, which is right back there. I bought that with Christmas money, I think, and so I've had it for a little while, but I don't know if that qualifies as fandom merch, because otherwise I don't have anything, although I am saving up to get something from the other series by Cassandra Clare, The Infernal Devices, and I'll talk about that in my next Hooked on Books video, but yeah. So that was it for my second Hooked on Books video. I apologize for the weird lighting and any cuts that you guys might have seen. It's kind of a weird day outside, and so I try to go the best with natural lighting, and it's just kind of being freaky. Anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you are a fan of Cassandra Clare, and also let me know in the comments if you have started to read her books because of this video, because I highly recommend them. Also, as always, please leave comments telling me if there's anything you'd like me to do on this channel. Book reviews, a certain challenge, if you want me to do a tag just talking about myself, the sky's the limit, so go ahead. And as I said at the beginning, please check out the description box for the explanation as to why I have not been around and why I will probably continue to be a little bit more awkwardly absent than normal. But until then, I hope you guys are having a great week. Friday is almost here. Cheer up, my friends. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!